It's got a, yeah.
You can if
you just turn your iPhone off.
You don't have to toe the line. You really
This is true.
don't.
I want to play this because it's a bit of a classic. We can talk about a little bit about it afterwards. Sorry, I had to run downstairs and back again. It's funny. I was DJing the other week and actually put this on, kind of mixed it in, and just from the first sight, everybody, like of all the tracks I put on the whole night, everyone just suddenly lifted and went because it's so recognisable.
Well, it's such an up-feeling song, isn't it? And
it's got it sort of.
I don't want to make a big point of it, but I would like to. I suspect some of Mark's family may be listening today, and that's a bit. He was a very private man, and I want to respect that. And I know his family and love them very dearly, and they know that. And what a tragic loss him going has been. And I just want to dedicate that last song to them. If whatever. I'm not going to say any more about that. Really,
that's lovely. All of the love sent out. What's next?
Tell me.
What's next? We've done Life's What You Make It. The kind of one in
the video.
Yeah, I mean, not anything else you want to add really.
Well,
but
he was funny about that song. I remember because I think he'd written this album, and I think that was one of the times he wrote a song a little bit more specifically to be a shorter song, which would be a single, and that probably was about the time the band began to change. And he always used to refer to that song as the Pillsbury Doughboy. Do you remember?
Yeah.
When oh, my missus is calling.
Is that you? Do you want to call and speak to her live on air?
I won't speak to her on air. Anyway.
Just vibrating, making.
Oh, was it? Yeah. Anyway, and
hello, Vic. Sorry.
He used to call it a Pillsbury Doughboy song because it was. They used to have an advert that went. How did that advert used to go? I can't remember. Tasty. They're very tasty. That was it. So somehow or other that song equated with that riff that he had. It was tasty, very, very tasty. And I'd just been working with Iggy Pop, I think, at that period, and there was a shot I did of him. I don't think it was his favourite video, although we went to the woods on
Wimbledon, in like dark sort of
Wimbledon
midnight.
Common we went to, and I don't think that was his favourite video, though I like it. And we picked up on the theme of all the animals. I got like loads of centipedes and foxes.
Yeah, there's loads of woodlice in it.
Yeah, woodlice and stuff like that.
But it was the worst creatures.
Oh no, they're lovely.
I hate them.
Anyway, and we filmed overnight on Wimbledon Common, and he was referred to as my fucking Iggy Pop shot. Pope, no, Pap is Robert, isn't it? Popey, and there was a close-up of him wearing the shades that I talked about.
Right.
So, yeah.
And what was the kind of like when you get an idea for a song? Is it you immediately thought, I'm going to film it at night, Wimbledon Common, dark, dank, sort of?
I don't think that would have been the way into that song, but I think that riff thing, dung. Do 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 do. Are we going to play that one at all?
Yeah, this is it.
Oh, is it playing underneath?
It's kind of playing it. We can put it properly after, but yeah.
But I love that song. I think it's so
brilliant, isn't it?
Such a great song. Yeah.
Let's have a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Carry on. You reversed your car into a ditch and he took photos of it.
Oh yeah, we're just chatting away. Well, once I went up to his place and I only just learned to drive, and I wasn't very good. I was good at doing the forwards bits, but I was less good at the backwards bits, which is still the case, to be honest. And
I've been in a car with you. You're all right. You can drive.
Were you in a car with me? I don't remember driving you. Oh, whatever.
I came down to see you.
Oh right, okay, but I don't. Oh yes, I came pick you up, didn't I? Anyway, yeah. So I got this lovely shiny Volkswagen Beetle, a convertible, and I was at his vicarage place in wherever it was in East Anglia, and I reversed it and went into a ditch which he thought was hilarious, and then proceeded to bring out a 1-inch camera, very posh camera, and take loads of pictures of me distraught. as I just reversed my car.
Like
into
every
this
good
ditch.
friend does.
I did.
Yeah.
Cars were a bit of a theme with our relationship in a way, because when he I think had a bit of success, he bought himself a Land Rover.
Yeah.
A Land Rover, and he took the roof off it. But the thing is, and he wanted me to drive up to the Lake District with him, right in the middle of England. We went up in this, and he took the roof off it. And the thing is about a Land Rover, or this one that he had, it was like a real proper old Land Rover. It had a heating system about the size of an iPhone. It was tiny, and it was a really cold winter.
Yeah.
I remember us driving through the Lake District, and it was like just the two of us for days, with no roof in a car. In a car that was not meant to not have a roof. So I think the car was starting to distort and break itself up. And I think it was like a blimmin' death trap, this car. I just always remember that
bracing cold.
And every morning we used to stay in different hotels, and he'd phone me up and go, "Popey, you," I won't say the word he said, but every morning I'd
begin with C.
What's it?
Did it begin with C?
Yes, that
right,
word.
Okay.
Popey, you. And you utter... You know what you are. You're so my wake up call.
That was your alarm.
My wake up call every day would be that. Bless him.
Well, that's the best. That's kind of an amazing wake up call, really. Mark Hollis calling you a count.
It is.
What's the thing about the Green Cagoule then? Explain that.
Oh, well, when we went to the Lake District, and I think some people often write about this, I've talked about this, and I will be writing about this a little bit in my biography.
We're going to touch a little bit on that.
Yeah, a little bit. And we reversed roles, and we made a film which I have somewhere in my house, and I have to dig it out.
Yeah, you've
on
got
16,
to,
on
Tim.
16mm. We made a film called The Green Cagoule, which starred me, and he was directing me. So we kind of reversed roles for a little bit, which was great. I don't remember much about it. I remember him directing me beside a lake in the Lake District. That's all. But that's what you're going to find in the Lake District, isn't it?
Brilliant. Would you ever consider like doing a like a DVD or something with all of the outtakes from your music videos?
I don't really keep the outtakes.
You don't keep them?
I mean, no, I don't. I've got the outtakes stored in my head.
That's nice. Okay.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna you do have an autobiography coming out. Do you want to tell us? Is there anything you can tell us about that?
Well, it happened accidentally, as a lot of things I think did in lockdown. Though this happened in lockdown.
Yeah.
After it, I've never thought that I wanted to write a biography, because I'm always, which you might gather, quite precious about the trust that people put in me. And I would never write, and then we took another cane.
No, there's nothing worse than the divulgence of stuff that was private.
Because, okay, if I am a bespoke tailor, which I am, then you're very discreet about your clients.
Yes.
You know, and I'm not interested in... So then what happened across lockdown was I just started writing one day.
Yeah.
Didn't know I was going to. It was a bit inspired by this tape I got sent to me by my friend Matt Johnson from and Matt sent me a tape. Now I was going over to Matt's house in the 90s, and I'd forgotten this incident, and David Bowie left me a message.
I love this.
And what's that?
I love this. It's
Well,
like,
and Matt
just a message from Bowie.
found this message quite a few years after David had died, and it's really eerie because he's leaving a message for me. It's before emails and before mobile phones.
Oh, wow.
And he left me this message, and I think somehow that keyed... You know, you get to be a bit older and people start dying that you know. You know, I've already talked about a few musicians here.
Yeah.
You know, I've talked about David, I've talked about Freddie, I've talked about Mark. These are all people who, you know, and suddenly this all crystallises in your head. And anyway, this call from David, which is so charming and so just him as a being. And it was like, I'm just trying to find Tim Pope, and I think it was through that I started writing this thing. And so, yeah, it really is. The book really follows my relationship, actually, with Iggy Pop and David, really. Because when I first met, you know, I went from being a super fan, you know, I went from being... I famously was at the Rainbow in '77 when I went to see David playing keyboards, and Iggy came on. I didn't know Iggy Pop was, and he came on to Lust for Life. No, he came on to Raw Power, and he came on with the Sales Brothers. You know, amazing, the most amazing rhythm section of all time.
Yeah.
Came on, and then within 2 minutes he'd like pulled down the speakers, smashed his face up, you know, broken a few teeth, leapt into the audience, and Bowie was playing keyboards. And then many years later, I became quite friendly with Iggy. I talked about taking him to the Jon Snow pub, and then he told me one evening we went out and Bowie and Mick Jagger were there, and that was the first night I met Bowie, and our famous first exchange where he goes to me, Tim Pope, you're a funny little arsehole, aren't you? And I went, David Blower, you're a complete C word again. And that was my first exchange ever with Bowie, and so
just pure honesty from the get-go, isn't it? Pure honesty.
Yeah, maybe that's my thing. Well, that teetered on the edge because I could see him thinking, "Oh, do I want to carry on?" And I'd always wanted to work with this geezer. And then I've said,
"You've said it now."
I've said it now, and
there's no coming back from that.
That's I told you. That's why I didn't drink too much coffee before this, because otherwise I start going. I go into
it's
one.
All going out.
Whereas you said about me, I blather, don't I?
No, you say you blather, but I just love listening to your stories. I think
you say blather, I say blather.
Blather.
You say tomato, blather. I say tomato. But anyway, that's how my biography came into. But it's more a memoir actually than a biography. I think the difference is an autobiography is like a linear telling of your story, and mine's more about impressions. And yes, there are plenty of stories about working with McCartney, working with The Cure, working with Talk, working with...
So, I mean, there aren't many people who have that, I mean, the length and breadth of your experience and just wonderful anecdotes. And what I do respect a lot about you, not to kiss your ass, is that especially we're talking about Mark and Talk, and Mark was a very private person, and it's nice that you can relay stories about, like I say, like divulging private elements of that, and you're always very respectful about keeping the reverence of that memory between those people, and not sort of in a culture now where everybody documents the minutiae of every tiny little thing they do, and nothing is sacred, which I don't like. I don't feel comfortable with. It doesn't sit well with me to broadcast every part of your life, and
no, I agree with you. I agree with that.
I think it's nice that you maintain that privacy between you
respect.
And who you work with.
Really my book, and it's the same, and also I guess what I've been able to do across the years is kind of peep behind the curtain. And as you know, with people you work with, people are endearingly human often. People are sort of strangely, whoever they are. Bowie, I could tell you so many stories where I saw him as a human being, or Iggy or whatever, and that's what interests me. And therefore, really, my book is like a love story with all those people.
I love it, and it really comes across in what you do. You love what you do, and I think that is a beautiful thing. And we are coming up to the end. I want to finish with "I Believe in You" because it's just an incredible bit of music.
Tell me what happens musically in this. As I say,
I think
do you know what? Pictures of You by The Cure does, I think, a similar thing. It kind of shifts I always say shift.
I've got time to put it on now, but not till right to the end. So let me just figure out what you... It's
like probably 2/3 of the way through. So if you started halfway through or something.
Sorry for anyone who's listening to it. It kind of swells and gains intensity, like in that bit of Pictures of You.
Yeah, Robert does that. I remember asking Robert, who just sort of glowered at me when I asked him, I think.
Yeah, I think there's I guess this is just the dynamics in like the instrumentation.
But it's a really beautiful...
I know what you mean, though.
And somehow other people should watch that video afterwards. Maybe you said you might put up some of the links.
I will put the video... Yeah, I'm going to put up some of the links of the videos. I said I'd do it like a sort of live thing, but I've been too engrossed with talking with you in real time. But
I am very interesting.
You are very interesting. So modest as well. Thanks, God. Pleasure is all yours, mine. It's always such a pleasure to talk to you.
See you in 4 years.
See you in 4 years.
If hopefully I'm still here.
Hey, man. Oh, don't say that. Jesus.
Mark's got a party, and Mark, David, and Freddie, they've got a party they want me to come to. So
we're all going to that at some point, man.
I've got to decide when I want to accept the invite, haven't I?
Well, hopefully I'm on the guest list. I can join it at some point.
Yeah, I should get you in.
Oh,
you're with me.
Oh God, this is getting a bit more weird. Yeah, I'll hang with you, man. Hey, look, we've got to tie things up, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming in and just sharing, some of your stories and memories, and look forward to reading the book.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Yeah. Always positive.
Right, yeah.
Thank you so much, Tim Pope, and I'm going to leave you with Talk. I Believe in You.